This story is titled, Fiancée Decided I Wasn't Good Enough After He Got Fit, so I dumped him and canceled the wedding. Hey everyone, before we jump into today's video, I need your help. We've noticed the channel is losing some traction, and subscribing is one of the best ways you can support us. It's quick, free, and it helps us keep bringing you awesome content. Your support means the world. Let's keep this channel growing together. Thanks so much. Now let's start the video. Woman, 27, female. Never thought I'd be writing this, but I need to get this off my chest. Been with my fiancé, I'll call him Noah, 27, male, for 9 years since we were both freshmen in college. You know those relationships where everything just feels right? That was us, or at least I thought it was. We met at this stupid campus event. I was helping set up chairs. Yeah, I was that girl who actually volunteered for stuff. And he was there with his friend group. He was shy back then, kind of kept to himself, but we got talking about random stuff and just clicked. Started dating a few weeks later. What drew me to Noah the most back then wasn't just how handsome he was. It was how genuinely kind and humble he wasn't flashy, didn't care about expensive things, and always talked about wanting a simple, happy life. He'd rather stay in and watch movies than go out partying. He got excited over small things, finding a new coffee shop, getting a good deal on groceries, or even just spotting a cute dog on the street. He had this way of making normal, boring moments feel special. And man, he used to be so sweet. The kind of person who'd write little notes for me if he left early, surprise me with my favorite snacks, or send a random thinking of you text just because. Things were great for years, like genuinely great. We moved in together after graduation, got decent jobs, had this whole future planned out. I proposed a year ago. Nothing fancy, just a nice dinner at home, and then I got down on one knee. He cried. I cried. It was perfect. That's when everything started changing, but I was too dumb to see it coming. Right after the proposal, Noah said he wanted to wait to set a wedding date until he reached his goal weight. Said he wanted the suit to fit and to look perfect in the wedding photos. Made sense to me. Everyone wants to look good on their big day, right? I had his back 100%. Got him workout gear, stocked the house with healthy food, and listened to all the talk about calories, macros, and whatever else. Even gave some of his workouts a shot, but they weren't really my thing. I'm more of a powerlifting girl. Built for strength, not endurance. Got that strong woman, bear mode physique going on. Never used to be a problem. In fact, he loved it. Always said he felt safe when I hugged him. He started going to this fancy gym downtown. That's where he met Jen, his new trainer. At first, Jen seemed cool, really motivated, always posting inspiring stuff on social media. Noah would come home from sessions with her, all excited about reaching new goals. I was happy for him. The weight started coming off pretty fast, like noticeably fast. Noah was working really hard. I'll give him that. But with every pound he lost, he seemed to get different, more distant. Started spending more and more time at the gym, always texting with Jen about workout plans and meal prep. Then the comments started, little ones at first. Maybe you should try eating what I'm eating. Or, Jen says, couples who work out together stay together. I tried not to let it bother me, but they kept coming, getting more frequent, more pointed. One night, we were getting ready for bed, and Noah was checking himself out in the mirror. By then, he'd lost about 50 pounds. Then, without even looking at me, he goes, you know, people at the gym have started noticing me. Said it super casual, like he was commenting on the weather. I laughed it off, tried to make a joke, but something about the way he said it made my stomach twist. I still remember exactly what he said next. It's crazy how many options there are once you get in shape. Options. That word stuck in my head, like I was just one option among many now. Started noticing other changes too. His Instagram posts got more attention-seeking, I guess. Lots of gym selfies, progress pics, that kind of thing. The comment section was always full of random women leaving fire emojis and worse. He said it was just part of building his brand, whatever that means. Our regular date nights turned into him taking pictures of everything for social media. Couldn't just enjoy a meal anymore. Had to get the perfect angle, the perfect lighting. Sometimes the food would be cold by the time he finished taking pictures. Looking back now, I can see all the warning signs. How he started dressing different, not just because of the weight loss, but like provocative. Started wearing tight tanks to family dinners, that kind of thing. I kept telling myself it was just a phase, that he was just excited about his progress. People get like that when they're working towards a goal, right? Get a little obsessed, a little focused on themselves. It'll pass, I thought. But the changes in Noah just kept getting more obvious. By month 8 of his fitness journey, that's what he called it on social media, he'd lost over 100 pounds, and honestly, he looked incredible, like straight up model level gorgeous. Not going to lie about that, but his personality, that changed way more than his body did. Remember that trainer Jen I mentioned? Turns out she wasn't just a trainer. She was running this whole empowerment thing at the gym. Sounds good, right? Except her version of empowerment was basically telling people they needed to level up and find better partners. Noah started repeating all these weird phrases Jen would say like, know your worth and never settle. So I noticed how Noah started critiquing everything about me. He never did that before. My clothes, you dress like a mom. My workouts, powerlifting is going to make you bulky. Even the way I eat. No one needs that much protein. It was constant. Every day some new comment about how I needed to change. The worst part, he'd do it in front of people, like when his gym friends came over for dinner. Yeah, that was a thing now. Every meal had to be Instagram worthy. He'd make these jokes about how I was letting myself go while he was glowing up. His friends would laugh and I'd just sit there feeling like garbage. Started noticing weird stuff on his phone too. He'd get all these DMs from random women, which he said was just networking. Changed his phone password. Started taking his phone with him everywhere, even to shower. Real subtle, right? One day I was doing laundry and found this tiny gym outfit in his bag. Way smaller and flashier than what he usually wears to work out. Asked him about it, and he got super defensive. Said it was for a special project with Jen. Didn't think much of it at the time. Wish I had. Things got worse at the gym, too. He'd spend hours there, way longer than any normal workout should take. Always had some excuse. Extra cardio, posing practice, whatever that is. Meetings with Jen about a business opportunity. Started going on weekends, too. Even though we used to have this rule about weekends being our time together. The social media stuff was getting out of control. Every post had to be perfect. He'd make me take like 50 pictures of him in different poses, then complain that none of them were good enough. Started posting these motivational captions about not letting anyone hold you back and reaching your full potential. Pretty sure those were aimed at me. I also noticed he wasn't wearing his engagement ring anymore. At first I thought maybe he took it off for the gym, but then I realized he wasn't wearing it anywhere anymore. I asked him about it one day, and he just shrugged. Doesn't really match my gym aesthetic, he said, barely looking up from his phone. I tried to laugh it off. Oh, so your aesthetic is single now? He just smirked. Something like that. And that hit different. I didn't say anything, but deep down, something twisted in my gut. It was like he'd already decided. He was halfway out the door, just waiting for the right moment to leave. But the final straw for me was one morning. I was in the kitchen flipping protein pancakes because, trying to be supportive of his diet, when Noah casually says, I could replace you so easily now, just straight up. Like he was commenting on the weather, like he was telling me we needed more eggs or something. I froze mid-flip, spatula in my hand, brain struggling to process if I actually heard that right. I felt it's too much. He literally crossed the line. I turned to him, trying to keep my voice even. What do you mean by that? He just laughed, waving a hand like it was some kind of joke. Oh, come on, don't get all serious. I just mean I have options now. Options, I repeated, setting the spatula down. Since when was this a job listing? Noah smirked, grabbing his coffee. Relax. I just mean things are different now, like this guy Mark at the gym. He's a personal trainer and runs his own business. That's the kind of ambition I need in my life. I just blinked at him. Ambition? Noah, we bought a house together last year. I'm literally a software engineer. I do pretty well for us. He shrugged, sipping his coffee like this wasn't completely insane. Yeah, but I don't know. It's different. Mark has that hustle, that drive. I stared at him, waiting for him to crack and admit this was some kind of weird joke. But he didn't. Just sat there totally unbothered, like he hadn't just told me to my face that I was suddenly not enough for him. That was the moment something shifted. something I couldn't quite put my finger on yet, but I knew this wasn't just a joke. It was freaking disrespect. Then my friends noticed something was up. My buddy Tom tried to talk to me about it, said Noah was acting different at group hangouts, said he was flirting with people right in front of me. I defended him just to brush their doubts, said he was just being friendly. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Even my mom started asking questions. You know it's bad when your mom notices, right? She came over for Sunday dinner, another tradition Noah suddenly didn't have time for. And Noah spent the whole time on his phone, barely said 2 words to anyone. At that point, I started wondering if the Noah I knew was ever coming back, or if this was just who he was now. Every day, it felt like he was slipping further away. Not just from me, but from everything we built together. The inside jokes, the lazy Sunday mornings, the way he used to light up when we talked about the future. Now it was like he was living in a different world, one where I was just background noise. And yeah, I started doubting if this relationship had a future. If I was holding on to something that was already gone. But then I'd catch glimpses of the old him, like when he absent-mindedly reached for my hand in the car, or when he laughed at one of my dumb jokes, and I'd convince myself that maybe, just maybe, this was a phase he'd snap out of. That the person I fell in love with was still in there somewhere, just lost for a little while. Then, out of nowhere, Noah's younger brother, Elijah, texted me one morning asking if we could meet up, said it was important. Elijah and I always got along pretty well. He's younger than Noah, 25, but way more down to earth. We met at this little coffee shop near my work. Elijah looked really nervous, kept fidgeting with his cup. Finally, he just comes out with it. Noah's been saying terrible things about me to their whole family. Turns out Noah had been telling everyone how embarrassing it was to have a fiancé who lifted heavy like a dude. Elijah said he couldn't listen to it anymore, and that wasn't even the main reason he wanted to talk. He'd found something way worse. See, Elijah works in IT and knows his way around computers. He noticed Noah had been making weird excuses about money lately, saying he needed extra cash for gym equipment and special training sessions. Elijah did some digging and found Noah's secret OnlyFans account. Not just random gym pics either, like really explicit stuff. And get this, he was using our house, for some of these photos. That weird gym outfit I found? Yeah, not for the gym. I was freaking sure that trainer Jen is the reason. She's got this whole side business going. Gets clients from the gym to start OnlyFans accounts, then takes a cut of their earnings. She sells it as empowerment and monetizing your glow up. Noah had fallen for it completely. I sat there in that coffee shop just staring at my cup. Elijah showed me some of the tamer posts, mostly gym pics, but with these suggestive captions about private coaching sessions and exclusive content. The account had been up for months, started right around when he changed his phone password. The worst part? In his OF bio, Noah wrote he was single. Just straight up erased our whole relationship. 9 years together, 2 years engaged, and I'm just gone like I never existed. Elijah told me more stuff too. Apparently, Noah had been going to these photo shoots at the gym after hours. That's what all those late-night training sessions and those business meetings with Jen were. They were planning more content, finding ways to get more subscribers. I asked Elijah why he was telling me all this. He swallowed hard and said he couldn't watch his brother destroy both of our lives anymore. Said Noah had changed so much he didn't even recognize him. He also showed me screenshots of Noah's private Instagram messages. Hundreds of conversations with random women, lots of them married. Some even had kids. He was selling them special custom content, if you know what I mean. I just sat there feeling sick. All those times he was on his phone during family dinners. All those networking messages. Yeah, now I knew what that was about. Elijah had more screenshots. Noah and Jen's messages planning this whole thing. Jen telling Noah he was too hot to be stuck with some tech nerd fiancé who lifts like a guy and needed to find a partner on his level. Noah agreeing, saying he was ready to upgrade. Elijah even found messages from 6 months ago where Noah was venting to Jen about how he wanted out but wasn't financially stable enough yet. In one, he wrote, "I just need to hit 50,000 followers. Then I can start pulling in real money. Until then, it's not smart to rush things." Another message had Noah complaining that he was stuck playing house with me, but at least she pays for everything so I can focus on my goals. He even admitted he was biding his time until he found someone better. Reading those messages made my stomach turn. I wasn't just an afterthought. I was a stepping stone. Elijah kept apologizing like any of this was his fault. It wasn't. I was just grateful someone finally showed me the truth. Got back to work after that, but couldn't focus at all. Kept thinking about all those nights Noah was at the gym, all those times he was texting and smiling at his phone. Everything made sense now. That night, I didn't go home. I couldn't. Just the thought of seeing him acting normal like he hadn't completely shattered everything we built made me sick. I crashed at my buddy Tom's place, lying awake, trying to process everything. Elijah kept checking in, making sure I wasn't spiraling. But honestly, I was too numb to even respond much. Instead, I spent the whole night just going through the evidence he sent me, staring at the screen like maybe I'd wake up and it would all be some messed up dream. But the more I looked, the worse it got. I found Noah's backup Instagram, one I had no idea existed, and yeah, it was bad. Way more revealing pictures than he'd ever post on his main account, like he was advertising himself. The comments were full of people telling him how good he looked, how they'd treat him better than his boring fiancée. And the worst part, he responded, winky faces, flirty replies, like our years together meant absolutely nothing, like losing some weight was all it took for him to forget who he was, who we were. My stomach twisted, and for the first time, I realized I wasn't just hurt. I was absolutely done. So I went home early the next morning. Figured he'd still be asleep since he usually sleeps in on weekdays, his rest day. He was in the kitchen making his morning protein shake when I walked in. Didn't even look up from his phone. "Where were you last night?" he asked, still scrolling. "Had a really interesting talk with Elijah yesterday," I said. The way his head snapped up, man, I'll never forget that look, like he knew exactly what was coming. "What did that jealous brother say about me now?" Noah tried to play it cool, but his voice was shaking. "I don't know, Noah. Maybe we should talk about your OnlyFans career or all those DMs you've been sending. Or how about those special photo shoots with Jen?" He tried to deny it at first. "I don't know what you're talking about. Elijah's just making stuff up because he's jealous of my success." "Success?" I laughed. "You mean scamming people online while pretending to be single? Using our house for your photos? That kind of success?" Then he switched tactics real quick. Started crying, saying he only did it for us, to make extra money for the wedding. I was like, "Really? Is that why your bio says you're single?" "That's just marketing," he yelled. "You don't understand how this works. Jen says, that's all I've heard for months." Well, guess what? I saw your messages with Jen too, about how you're too good for a tech nerd fiancé now, about how you need to upgrade. He went quiet for a minute, then his whole attitude changed. Got this weird smirk on his face. "Fine. You want the truth? Yes, I have an OnlyFans. Yes, I've been talking to other people. And yes, I probably could do better than you now. Look at me. I'm hot. I've got options. What do you have? A barbell hobby and a coding job?" "I have self-respect," I said. "And apparently that's more than you've got right now." That made him mad. He started screaming about how I was trying to control him, how I was just insecure because he was finally confident and successful. "Successful?" I laughed. "You're taking half-naked pics in our guest bathroom and calling it success? That's what you think you're worth?" "At least I'm doing something with my life," he yelled. "While you're stuck in the same boring routine, I'm building something. I've got followers. I've got fans." "You've got people paying $5 to see your bathroom selfies. That's not success, Noah. That's sad." He threw his protein shake at the sink, missed me, but made a huge mess on the wall. "Get out," I said. "Pack your stuff and get out." "This is my house too." "Actually, it's not. The mortgage is in my name." He wanted to wait until after the wedding to add his name, remember? Guess that worked out pretty well for me. He started crying again, but I wasn't buying it anymore. Seen too many of those crocodile tears in the screenshots Elijah showed me. "You can't do this to me," he sobbed. "Where am I supposed to go?" "Maybe ask one of your subscribers. Or hey, maybe Jen has a spare room since she's so invested in your success and all." Spent the next 2 hours watching him pack while messaging someone on his phone. Probably Jen. He kept giving me these little looks like he expected me to change my mind. Finally, when he was at the door with his bags, he tried one last time. "You're making a huge mistake. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you." "No," I said. "The best thing that ever happened to me was Elijah showing me those screenshots. Get out." Called a locksmith as soon as he left, then sat down and cried for like an hour straight. 9 years of my life just gone. Elijah kept texting to check on me. He was really worried about how I was handling everything. With Noah out, I had to deal with all the wedding stuff. We'd already put deposits down on a venue, caterer, all that. Lost some money, but honestly, worth every penny to not go through with it. Calling his parents was rough. His mom picked up and I just said, "Hey, there's not going to be a wedding. Noah's been living a double life." Told them about the OnlyFans stuff. His mom started crying. His dad got on the phone and actually apologized to me, said they'd noticed Noah changing, but didn't want to say anything. Then things got really messy. Noah found out Elijah was the one who told me everything. He showed up at Elijah's apartment completely unhinged. Elijah texted me about it later. Noah just came here screaming. Said I ruined his life. He tried to shove me, but I closed the door. He's still outside yelling. I called Elijah right away to check if he was okay. Could hear Noah in the background. "You jealous loser. You ruined everything. I had it all planned out." Elijah was pretty shaken up. He told me Noah was ranting about how his plan was to keep me around until he got more followers and could secure a better partner. Real nice, right? Their parents had to come over to deal with Noah. Their mom was crying. Dad was yelling. Whole scene. Elijah recorded some of it on his phone just in case Noah tried anything crazy. Noah was screaming at everyone. "You're all just jealous. Elijah's jealous because he's pathetic. Mom's jealous because she's old. And Dad's just mad because his perfect son isn't so perfect anymore." Then he started bragging about how much money he was making on OF. His dad looked like he was going to be sick. His mom just kept saying, "Where did we go wrong?" Elijah stayed on the phone with me through most of it. We were both just watching someone we thought we knew completely lose it. I got a bunch of nasty texts from Noah after. "Hope you're happy with my loyal brother. You'll regret this when I'm famous." Jen says, "You're just intimidated by strong people. Have fun being poor and ugly." Like, what happened to the guy I fell in love with? I called the venue and caterers the next day. The venue lady was actually super nice when I explained. Not everything, just said my fiancé was unfaithful. She managed to get half our deposit back. Figured that was the end of it, but nope. Noah had other plans. He actually tried to claim the refund for himself. Called the venue pretending we were still together. Said he was the groom-to-be and demanded the money be sent to him instead. Luckily, the venue already had my lawyer's info and shut that down fast. Decided to use that money to hire a lawyer. Wanted to make sure Noah couldn't try to claim any part of the house or my savings. Good thing I did. Turns out he'd also been telling people I owed him for all the time and effort he put into planning the wedding. Even tried saying I should reimburse him for his suit. Yeah, the suit he picked out and put on a payment plan with my credit card. Had to call the shop myself to block him from making any more charges. Elijah was amazing through all this. Helped me cancel all the other wedding stuff, talk to guests, everything. His parents kept thanking me for not blaming the whole family for Noah's choices. Noah tried coming by the house a few times, just sat in his car outside like a creep. I called the cops once when he wouldn't leave. They talked to him and he finally drove off. But something told me this wasn't the last time he'd try pulling something. A couple of weeks after everything went down, I found out through mutual friends that Noah's life wasn't going so great. That whole influencer thing he was trying to build? Yeah, not working out. Turns out there are like 1 million fitness accounts out there, and most of them aren't trying to scam their followers. And Jen, that trainer who got Noah into all this? She kicked him out after 2 weeks. Elijah heard from their cousin that Jen and Noah had this huge fight. Apparently Noah wasn't bringing in enough money from his OF account, and Jen said he was bad for business. Real nice friend there, huh? Noah's been couch surfing since then. None of his new gym friends wanted to help him out long term. Weird how that works. All those people who were hyping him up about being too good for me suddenly didn't want to deal with him. He tried moving back in with his parents, but that lasted like 3 days. His dad couldn't even look at him after seeing the OF stuff. His mom tried to get him to see a therapist, but Noah just screamed about how nobody understood his vision and left. Got some texts from him last week. "I miss you. I made a mistake. Can we talk? Please answer me. I've changed." I didn't respond to any of them. Then he sent this long paragraph. "I know I messed up. Nothing's working out like Jen said it would. I've lost all my real friends. My family hates me. I'm sleeping on some guy from the gym's couch. I miss our house. I miss our life. I miss you making me breakfast and watching stupid movies with me. Please just talk to me." I didn't flinch. It was like I lost all my feelings. I was dead cold. Elijah showed me Noah's social media. All those inspiring fitness posts are gone. Now it's just sad quotes about regret and making mistakes. He's lost most of his followers too. Turns out people can tell when someone's being fake. Noah's also been trying to find a real job, but it's not going well. Apparently, when you post certain kinds of content online, it makes job hunting pretty hard. Who knew? Everyone knew. One of his gym friends, well, ex-friend now, messaged me last week. Hey, just so you know, Noah's been telling everyone you abused him and forced him to start an OF account. Nobody believes him, though. We all saw how he acted. Sorry you went through that. Like what? I literally didn't even know about the account until Elijah told me. But Noah's so desperate to make himself the victim, he's just making stuff up now. He actually showed up at my work after those apologies he sent. Just stood in the parking lot until security made him leave. My coworkers were super confused. I had to explain the whole thing to my boss in case Noah tries coming back. Elijah says Noah started texting their mom at 3 a.m., crying about how he threw away the only good thing in his life. Their mom's heartbroken, but also like, yeah, you did. Too little too late, though. Can't unring that bell. But through all this mess, Elijah and I started hanging out more. At first, it was just talking about the Noah situation, helping each other deal with all that drama. Then we started getting coffee regularly, then dinner, then movies. Months passed, and what started as just mutual support slowly turned into something else. There was no rush, no pressure, just two people who'd been through hell together, figuring out what life looked like on the other side. Elijah's nothing like Noah. He's real, you know. No fake social media personality, no constant selfies, no trying to impress anyone. He laughs at my dumb jokes, actually wants to hear about my work, and doesn't care that I'm not some Instagram perfect woman. The first time I realized I was feeling something more than friendship was when we were just sitting on my couch watching some terrible Netflix show. Elijah was making fun of the bad acting, and I looked over at him and just thought, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. We talked about it for weeks before anything happened. Both of us were worried about making things weird, about what people would say. Had a lot of long conversations about whether this was okay, or if we were just trauma bonding or whatever. Finally, Elijah was like, look, Noah's going to hate us no matter what we do. We might as well be happy. He was right. When Noah found out we were dating through their cousin's Instagram, he completely lost it. Started texting everyone in the family about how we were secretly together the whole time and how we planned this from the beginning. Elijah's parents actually defended us. His dad told Noah, maybe if you hadn't treated them both so badly, this wouldn't have happened. Noah blocked them all after that. It's been 6 months now. Elijah moved in last month. We took it slow, did it right. He actually helps with the housework, unlike Noah, who just took pictures of himself doing it for Instagram. We cook together, go hiking on weekends, normal stuff. Noah still tries to cause drama sometimes. He made this whole Instagram post about how some people will betray you in the worst ways with a bunch of snake emojis. Elijah just laughed and was like, guess he finally looked in a mirror. Noah tried messaging me one last time. I hope you're happy with my leftover brother. Just remember, he'll never be as hot as me. You downgraded, and everyone knows it. Elijah saw the message and just said, wow, he really thinks being a decent human being is downgrading, huh? That's what I love about Elijah. He doesn't let this stuff get to him. He's confident in who he is without needing thousands of followers to validate him. We're planning a camping trip next month. Just us, some tents, no phones, no social media. Real life, you know. Sometimes I think about how weird it is that Noah's betrayal led me to someone so much better. Elijah says, maybe we needed Noah to show us what we didn't want in life so we could appreciate what we do want. So yeah, that's my story. It feels good to finally have the whole thing written out. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. You guys helped me get through some really rough days.